Welcome back to the Mental Breakdown, a short and intentional series where we unpack, dig deep, and explore one mental health topic a week that impacts our community. I'm Autumn Cologne, your host, founder of So Well, counselor in training, and maternal mental health advocate. This week we're talking about bipolar, a disorder that's often reduced to stereotypes and confusion. But let's be clear, it's more than mood swings. So let's break it down. Now, what exactly is bipolar disorder? Formerly known as manic depression, it's a mental health condition characterized by extreme shifts in mood, energy, activity levels, and concentration. These aren't your typical ups and downs that everyone experiences. The moods in bipolar disorder are more intense and can significantly impact a person's ability to carry out day to day tasks, damage relationships, and can disrupt their quality of life. We often hear about bipolar disorder being described as mood swings, but in bipolar disorder, these are distinct periods called mood episodes. And these episodes can be episodes of mania, which is a period of abnormally elevated, expansive, or irritable mood along with an increased energy or activity. Someone in a manic episode might feel euphoric, full of energy, or unusually irritable. They might sleep very little, talk excessively or rapidly, have racing thoughts, or be easily distracted and sometimes they may engage in impulsive or risky behavior like excessive spending or reckless decision making. In severe cases, mania can trigger a break from reality, which is also known as psychosis. And then we have hypomanic episodes. These are similar to manic episodes but are less severe. While there's a noticeable change in mood and functioning, it's not severe enough to cause major impairment in social or occupational functioning or require hospitalization. People experiencing hypomania might feel unusually good, productive, and creative. Now, that one is a tricky one. And we'll get into that later when we discuss how this impacts Black and Brown communities. Then you have depressive episodes. During a depressive episode, individuals may feel intense sadness, hopelessness, or emptiness. They may lose interest in pleasure or in activities. Other symptoms can include weight loss, weight gain, changes in sleep pattern, fatigue or loss of energy, or reoccurring thoughts of death or suicide. And it's also possible to have an experience where you have mixed episodes. This is an experience where symptoms of mania, hypomania, and depression can occur at the same time or in rapid succession. Now, when we talk about bipolar, there are several different types of bipolar disorder. Bipolar I disorder, defined by at least one manic episode. People with bipolar I may also experience hypomania or major depressive episodes before or after the manic episode. Bipolar II, defined by at least one major depressive episode lasting at least 2 weeks and at least one hypomanic episode lasting at least 4 days. It's important to know that individuals with bipolar II have never had a full manic episode. The next one we have is cyclothymic. This involves numerous periods of hypomanic symptoms and periods of depression symptoms lasting for at least 2 years. However, the symptoms do not meet the full criteria for hypomanic or depressive episodes. And then you have other specified or unspecified bipolar. This category applies when symptoms don't fit neatly into the other types. One common misconception about bipolar is that it simply is about mood swings and that it happens rapidly throughout the day. In reality, these mood episodes typically last for several days, weeks, or even months. Another myth is that it's primarily about mania. It's oftentimes in the media displayed as people going crazy or having erratic episodes, when in fact, most people with bipolar disorder experience bipolar II and may experience longer and more frequent periods of depression. Understanding the common signs and symptoms is a key to recognizing bipolar disorder. So while experiences vary, some general indicators for mood episode includes during mania or hypomanic phases, you might observe feeling unusually high or euphoric, overly happy, extreme irritability, increased energy, decreased need for sleep, racing thoughts and talking fast, sometimes jumping from one idea to the other, being easily distracted, an inflated sense of self or grandiosity, impulsive behavior, poor judgment, or engaging in risky activities like spending sprees, reckless driving, or sexual indiscretions. During a depressive phase, signs can include persistent sadness, loss of interest or pleasure in activities, fatigue or decreased energy, changes in appetite, sleeping too much or too little, feelings of hopelessness, worthlessness, or guilt, or thoughts of death and suicide. It's important to remember that only a qualified professional can diagnose disorder. So if you or someone you know is experiencing these symptoms, seeking professional help is crucial. The good news about bipolar disorder is that it is a treatable condition. While it is a lifelong illness, a consistent and personalized treatment plan can help manage symptoms and allow individuals to lead fulfilling lives. Treatment includes typically a combination of different approaches, such as medications, talk therapy or psychotherapy, psychoeducation, or learning about bipolar disorder and its symptoms, lifestyle management. Healthy habits play a big role. This includes a regular sleep schedule. Also, tracking your mood swings using an app or a journal is a really great lifestyle skill. And support systems are key and important. And that is a thing we love to talk about here on the Sobo podcast. It takes a village. It 100% does. And the same is the case for those with bipolar disorder. There's also other forms of therapy that are out there. So it is important for you to work with healthcare providers to develop a comprehensive treatment plan that will work for you. Now, here at the So Well podcast, we're all about Black and brown mamas. And so we want to make sure that we call out how this impacts our community. It's vital to acknowledge that while bipolar disorder affects people of all races and ethnicities, the journey of diagnosis, treatment, and lived experience can be profoundly different for Black and brown individuals due to a complex interplay of systematic and cultural factors. Research indicates that the rate of bipolar disorder in Black Americans is similar to that of other groups, yet they are often less likely to be diagnosed accurately and receive appropriate treatment. Several critical issues include misdiagnosis and underdiagnosis in the Black community. Black individuals with bipolar are more frequently diagnosed with other conditions such as schizophrenia or anxiety or depression disorder or ADHD. This misdiagnosis can lead to inappropriate treatment and delay effective management. Systematic racism and mistrust in healthcare is prevalent historically and presently in our community, and so experiencing discrimination, historical abuses like the Tuskegee syphilis study, and lack of culturally competent providers contribute to deep-seated mistrust of medical and mental health professionals, making our people more hesitant to care and diagnosis for this disorder. Access to care is also a factor. Socioeconomic factors, including lower rates for health insurance coverage, including not having access to culturally competent care providers, so people who understand the background of our lived experiences. These are all factors that lead to late diagnosis. For Black and brown women, diagnosis and support often come late or not at all. We're told to push through, pray harder, or hide our pain. We're told that we're strong or that we're really productive. One of the traits in hypomania or in manic episodes can be hyperproductivity. So it oftentimes does get missed, especially for women who are constantly on the go or constantly working very hard and putting themselves under a lot of pressure. If bipolar is hidden under there, it's oftentimes going underlooked as you're a high achiever. For moms, bipolar can feel especially heavy, especially during pregnancy and postpartum periods because they can trigger mood episodes. Mania can feel like being super mom, but it's unsustainable and exhausting. Depression can make basic tasks feel impossible. Many women fear being judged, misdiagnosed, or worse, losing custody of their children. There are tons of horror stories, and like I mentioned, the media's portrayal of bipolar disorder, stating that people with this disorder cannot function through daily life, and that is not the case. So instead, Black and brown moms, we suffer in silence, but we deserve care. Real, culturally competent, trauma informed care. Addressing these disparities requires a multi-pronged approach, including increasing cultural competency training for healthcare providers, actively working to dismantle systematic racism in healthcare, and improving access to affordable and quality mental health care in underserved communities, supporting and expanding the workforce of Black and brown mental health professionals, and empowering communities with knowledge and resources. So now, to close out our episode, I want to leave you with the grounding tool. This tool is called the STOP technique. STOP. This technique helps in managing impulsive reactions and helps you get ahead to potentially prevent mood crashes or impulsive decisions. I've personally taught this tool and have used this tool in my household, so I know it works, and it has worked for me. The stop technique is very easy to do. When you're experiencing overwhelming emotions, the first thing you want to do is S, stop what you're doing. T, take a deep breath. Observe your thoughts, feelings, and sensations. And P, proceed with intention. Now, this tool is not a fix, but a practice to bring the nervous system back to a feeling of safety. Bipolar disorder is a complex condition, but it is treatable. Understanding its nuances in the available treatment and ensuring that we reduce the stigma and get help to those who need it is important. As we close today, I want to leave you with an affirmation. I honor my unique emotional landscape. I am resilient, capable, and deserving of peace and stability. Each day I move towards harmony and healing. Thank you for joining me on the Mental Breakdown. Until next time, take care of your mind. I hope you heal well, and I'll see you next time on the So Well podcast. The So Well podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and the content shared here is based on personal experiences and research, and it should not be taken as medical or therapeutic advice. Please consult a qualified professional for any mental health or medical concerns.